He became known as the Hollywood Ripper, a chilling moniker for a predator who operated in the shadows. Michael Gargiulo was a serial killer whose reign of terror spanned over a decade. He stalked and murdered young women in their homes. His actions instilled fear in neighborhoods across multiple states. The motive behind his brutal crimes appeared rooted in a deep-seated desire for control. He sought the perverse thrill of the hunt and the ultimate power over his victims' lives. Please like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Gargiulo's victims shared a disturbing commonality. They were typically young, attractive women. Often they were his neighbors, making them easily accessible targets. His method involved meticulous planning and observation. He would stalk his chosen victims, learning their routines and vulnerabilities. The attacks consistently occurred within the perceived safety of the victims' own homes. His modus operandi was characterized by its chilling precision. He selected victims who were easy to monitor and manipulate. Before the attacks, he sometimes interacted with them, building a false sense of normalcy or trust. This allowed him closer access and a deeper understanding of their lives. The attacks themselves were always carried out at night. He favored using a large, sharp knife as his weapon. The brutality of the stabbings was extreme, often occurring while the victims were asleep and defenseless. The earliest known crime linked to Gargiulo occurred in his hometown. Tricia Picaccio was his first known victim. She was murdered in Glenview, Illinois in 1993. Her case remained unsolved for many years. The investigation stalled, leaving her family without answers. Gargiulo moved away from Illinois sometime after 1993. He relocated to the Los Angeles area. It was there that his pattern of violence continued. His second known victim was Ashley Ellerin. Ashley Ellerin was murdered in 2001. She was tragically the ex-girlfriend of actor Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher later testified during Gargiulo's trial about the night he discovered her body. Ellerin was stabbed a horrific 47 times. The sheer number of wounds indicated an extreme level of rage and brutality. 4 years later, in 2005, Gargiulo claimed another victim. Maria Bruno was his third known victim. She was also a neighbor living in the same apartment complex. Maria Bruno was stabbed 17 times during the attack. Her murder further solidified the pattern of his crimes. Young women, neighbors, attacked violently in their homes at night. The terror continued unchecked for years. Gargiulo's reign of terror finally began to unravel in 2008. He was caught after an attack on Michelle Murphy. Michelle Murphy lived in Santa Monica, California. Crucially, Michelle Murphy survived the brutal assault. She fought back against her attacker with incredible courage. Her resistance proved to be the key to his eventual capture. During the struggle, Gargiulo cut himself. He sustained an injury that caused him to bleed. As he fled the scene, he left behind a trail of his own blood. This blood evidence was collected by investigators. DNA analysis of the blood provided a crucial link. It connected him directly to the attacks on Ashley Ellerin and Maria Bruno. The DNA evidence was a breakthrough in the Los Angeles cases. It provided the probable cause needed for his arrest. Gargiulo was apprehended shortly after the attack on Michelle Murphy. His arrest in California had ripple effects. It prompted investigators in Illinois to revisit the cold case of Tricia Picaccio. The reopening of the Picaccio investigation was triggered by a significant development. A former co-worker of Gargiulo had reportedly confessed years earlier to helping him move a body. This confession, initially dismissed or not fully pursued, resurfaced. It added another layer of suspicion linking Gargiulo to the 1993 murder. The DNA evidence from the Murphy attack, combined with the pattern of killings and the information from Illinois, built a powerful case. The investigation consolidated evidence from multiple jurisdictions. It painted a grim picture of a serial predator. The trial against Michael Gargiulo was a lengthy and complex process. It finally began in 2019, years after his arrest. Prosecutors presented evidence related to the California crimes. He was charged with the murders of Ashley Ellerin and Maria Bruno. He also faced charges for the attempted murder of Michelle Murphy. The trial lasted several months, featuring harrowing testimony and detailed forensic evidence. The evidence presented by the prosecution was overwhelming. Michelle Murphy herself provided powerful survivor testimony. Her account of fighting for her life was crucial. Blood evidence collected at the crime scenes directly linked Gargiulo to the attacks. His DNA was found at the Ellerin and Bruno murder scenes, as well as the Murphy attack scene. The consistent pattern of the attacks across different years and locations further solidified the case against him. The jury ultimately found Michael Gargiulo guilty. He was convicted of the first-degree murders of Ashley Ellerin and Maria Bruno. He was also found guilty of the attempted murder of Michelle Murphy. Following the conviction phase, the penalty phase of the trial began. Prosecutors argued for the death penalty, citing the heinous nature of the crimes and the multiple victims. In 2021, the court handed down its sentence. Michael Gargiulo was sentenced to death for his crimes in California. The sentence reflected the jury's finding of special circumstances, including multiple murders. He was sent to death row in California. Despite his conviction and death sentence in California, Michael Gargiulo's legal battles are not entirely concluded. He still faces charges related to the murder of Tricia Picaccio. These charges are pending in Illinois. The Illinois case has been proceeding separately. If convicted in Illinois, he could face additional prison time. This would be separate from his California death sentence, though the death sentence is the more severe penalty. The Illinois case continues to seek justice for Tricia Picaccio and her family. It represents the final chapter in the legal pursuit against Gargiulo. The outcome will determine if he is held criminally accountable for the first murder linked to him. The case of the Hollywood Ripper highlights the devastating impact of serial killers on individuals and communities. It underscores the terror that can exist beneath the surface of seemingly normal neighborhoods. The case also represents the long-lasting and often arduous pursuit of justice. It shows how forensic science, particularly DNA analysis, can be critical in solving cold cases and linking crimes. The survival and testimony of Michelle Murphy demonstrate the courage of victims and their vital role in the justice system. The case serves as a stark reminder of the vigilance required to identify and apprehend such dangerous individuals.